Archangel Michael says, I have been waiting for last 2 hours to tell you this. This is not a joke. There will be massive changes in your life tonight, don't delay, open quickly. Archangel Michael says, I have been waiting for last 2 hours to tell you this. This is not a joke, there will be massive changes in your life tonight, don't delay. Open quickly. Your timeline is bending toward a precise turning point. The air is heavy like a room before a storm, quiet but charged. Tonight is not random, it is arranged. You are standing at the door of a different future. The handle is warm because the next chapter already knows your name. All that remains is your step. The forces that once delayed you are losing strength. They have held you in long corridors that lead nowhere. Those corridors end tonight. Old habits will try to pull you back. Their grip is soft but stubborn, like wet sand around an ankle. Lift your foot and it releases. A hidden pattern has kept repeating in your days. You sensed it as a loop that never finishes. Tonight the loop unhooks and falls away. Archangel Michael says, the hour is narrow and bright. This brightness is not loud. It is steady like a lighthouse. Follow the beam until the shore appears. You are not late for your own life. Delay hath been a teacher, not a verdict. It taught you to value what is coming. A voice near you hath been small and persistent. You called it intuition. Then doubted it. Tonight it stands taller than your doubts. You will feel a shift in how rooms hold you. Places that drained you will release you. Places that fuel you will call your name. There is a name you stopped saying because it hurt. Tonight that name loses its thorns. You can speak it without bleeding. A door once slammed in your face. The echo stayed. That echo fades, leaving a clean quiet, and quiet, new echoes can begin. You carried a fear like a stone in your pocket. You learned its shape so well you forgot to drop it. Tonight your hands open by themselves. Certain people measured you by old versions of you. They held a picture that is now outdated. That picture curls at the edges and slips into a drawer. The cycle of almost will end. The pattern of near miss will retire. What replaces it is contact, not almost. You will notice how your breath feels deeper. The body understands arrivals before the mind accepts them. Trust the signal inside your chest. There was a sentence you thought you needed from someone. You waited for their mouth to release it. Tonight you learn you can speak it to yourself and it counts. A plan you wrote and hid in a notebook will glow again. The ink is still alive, the page remembers you. You will receive a sign that is practical, not vague. It may arrive as a message, a call, a number on a screen. It will point, not tease. A tender memory will stop hurting and begin to help. The same image that once broke you will become a bridge. Cross that bridge without fear. Your steps have been light but cautious. Caution kept you safe when the ground was uncertain. The ground firms itself under you tonight. You will feel release from a promise you made under pressure. It was signed with fear, not freedom. That contact dissolves in the light of truth. Someone who underestimated you will revise their map. You will try to understand your route after you take it. Their understanding is not required for your arrival. You will begin to hear a better language for yourself. It is precise without being cruel. It lifts without pretending. A door of resources will open because your preparation matches it. Timing is not a mystery here, it is alignment. Alignment is earned in quiet work. Your name will be spoken in a room you are not in. This time it will be spoken with respect, the sound waves will find you. Notice how your mind searches for what could go wrong. That reflex is old, tonight you teach it to search for what can go right with the same energy. You are not here to carry everyone's load. Compassion remains, but the backpack shrinks, the straps dig into your shoulders less. Someone will try to test your boundary because they always have. A test will come softly at first, your no will be a full sentence that needs no explanation. You will feel drawn to clean a small corner of your space. It seems simple, but it signals larger order. Order invites momentum, and momentum invites doors. Your sleep may feel lighter, not because you are anxious, but because you are listening. The night wants to speak in calm sentences, let it finish each one. A path you once feared looks familiar and safe. That is growth, not coincidence. Growth changes the color of roads. You will catch yourself smiling at nothing dramatic. That smile is a signature of peace building inside you, keep it. A message from earlier this year will resurface with new meaning. What felt like a no was actually a not yet matures into yes when roots are ready. Let go of comparing your chapter to someone else's. Your season and your season are different weather systems, you can respect both without standing in their reign. Here is a skill of yours that has been quiet. Deny it knocks louder, answer with practice, not apology. You will feel the urge to throw away an old script about who you must be. Drits keep cast small, your life is larger than a stage. A conversation you have been avoiding will turn gentle. The timing worked in the background while you did other things, now it steps forward like a solved puzzle. You may feel a wave of gratitude without knowing where to place it. Place it anywhere, it will find the right address. Gratitude travels better than fear. An idea that once seemed too late is still on time. Time bends around sincerity. Sincerity wins its appointments. You will sense a clean line between what is yours and what is not. A line is not a wall, it is a horizon. Walk toward it and new land appears. A piece of news will validate what your heart already knew, knowledge and knowing join hands. The mind relaxes when they agree. A small risk will produce a clear result, the result will not be chaos. It will be clarity. Clarity is the safest ground you can stand on, there will be faces that fall away without conflict. Falling away is a quiet blessing. Space is a resource, not a loss, you will stop holding your breath around certain names. Names are just doors you choose which ones to open. Choose the ones where you can stand fully upright, something you lost will return in a different form. Let it be different and it will serve you better. Let it be new and it will last, the weight you feel at your neck is not permanent. It is the last tug of a rope that is already cut. The end flicks and drops, you will catch a pattern of self-blame trying to wake up. Put it back to sleep with truth. You did your best with what you had, a letter of relief is on its way, stamped by timing. You will know it when you see it because your body will exhale. Relief is honest, it never overacts. Tonight is the hour where you stop auditioning for your own life. The role is yours without performance. Realness is the contract. You will remember a promise you made to yourself when you were younger. It still fits, wear it again without embarrassment. An unexpected ally will tilt the scales subtly. Your support is quiet but decisive, watch how one nod becomes a door. You will feel a clean courage, not the live kind. It is firm like a handshake with yourself, give the grip and walk forward. Money will respond to order and clarity. As you define purpose, resources align, chaos repels provision. Focus invites it. You have a right to be new, renewal respects the past but does not live there. Tonight is a moving truck for the soul. A creative spark wants air, give it 10 minutes. Then another 10. These small blocks are bridges to larger ground. A timeline of hurt will begin to smooth, the jagged edges turn to learning. The learning turns to power. You will not need to explain your growth to those who do not want to see it, eyes that refuse will remain closed. This is not your task to fix. An old photo may surface in your mind, instead of regret, you will feel gratitude for distance. Distance is proof of motion. Your body will ask for water and a deep breath, this is preparation, not panic. Your system is clearing a runway. What once felt like a maze turns into a map, the walls collapse into lines and directions. Maps are kinder than mazes. You are becoming fluent in your own pace. Others may sprint or nap. Your steady rhythm wins the long path. A miracle is not always loud, sometimes it is the absence of chaos. Notice what no longer hurts and call it grace. There is work to do, but it is right-sized. You are not meant to pull a mountain only to climb with wisdom. Step by step is strong. Someone will offer advice dressed as concern, filter it through your values. If it shrinks you, release it. You will experience a small victory before midnight, let it count. It is a seed of bigger wins. Seeds ask for attention, not applause. An apology may not arrive from the source you expect. Release your demand for choreography. Accept repair in any honest form, you will see a symbol more than once tonight. It may be a number, a color, a word. Treat repetition as direction, your patience has been expensive and wise. Tonight it earns incest. The return is momentum with peace, there is a path that opens without argument. You will know it because your mind stops wrestling. Walk it without drama, a message you send will land better than you fear. The receiver is ready in ways you cannot see. Trust the invisible work, old shame will try to visit. Do not set a table. Let it stand at the door and leave by itself, you owe it no hospitality. You will honor your energy without apology. Rest becomes strategy, not laziness. Strategy builds solid futures. A quiet talent becomes useful to someone you will meet soon. It is not random that you learned it in private, private training sees public use. A lie told about you loses its audience. Incest dries up like a river in heat, truth keeps flowing under everything. You will feel safe to dream larger. Safety is not the same as smallness, safe can be vast when the foundation is true. Your name will cross a threshold and ring with favor. This is not favoritism, it is rightful placement. Placement follows preparation. A plan that needs courage will also provide it. Action generates its own fuel. Start and strength appears. You will feel seen by someone who once looked away. Your sight returns without your begging. Dignity stays intact. A rhythm of gratitude and discipline will set your days. These two form a ladder. Climb without skipping steps. You will notice a lightness in your room after a small act of order. The mind loves a clear surface. Creativity sits down when it sees one. A long wait finally connects to a reason. The reason does not justify pain, but it gives shape to growth. Shape comforts the heart. You are not running out of time, you are running into timing. Timing is the handshake between readiness and opportunity. A well-kept secret in your heart will feel safe to share with the right person honors it. The wrong person never gets a chance. You will draw a line through an old story that never served you. The ending arrives with calm. Calm is the signature of truth. A dream you shelved will ask to come down, dust it off with respect. It waited because it valued proper soil. Your courage will not be loud, it will be consistent. Consistency beats noise every time. Keep showing up for yourself. An invitation may arrive that looks small. Hidden inside is leverage. Leverage turns modest steps into large outcomes. You will reclaim a morning routine that steadies your mind. Mornings guard the rest of the day. Guarding is loving. Someone will try to remind you of an old failure. You will not flinch. You already learned the lesson and spent the currency. Tonight you choose doors that match your future. Old doors are polite, but wrong. New doors are quiet, but right. You will feel relief that does not need permission. Relief visits those who release control. Control loosens when trust grows. An unexpected message will hold a solution. Read it twice. Solutions sometimes hide in simple lines. Your standards will rise, and that is a good sign. Rising standards do not mean pride. They mean respect. Respect is a magnet for better. You will be asked to show up as yourself, not a role. Roles are customs, your real form is stronger. A gentle closure arrives for a chapter that overstayed. Closure is not cruelty, it is the final light turned off in an empty room. Your heart will trust itself in a decision you feared. At trust is the floor under your next steps. The floor holds. You are stepping out of almost. You are stepping into actually. Actually is where the harvest lines. In the next days, you will find proof of this night's promise. Proof may be small, but clear. Mark it. It signals a chain of more. You are held by a goodness that does not fail. Failure taught you edges. Goodness gives you ground. Stand on that ground without shaking. When dawn meets your window, something inside you will already be new. The change is not loud, is deep. Deep changes last. If you sense a quiet cry inside, let it release. Tears can be closure, not collapse. Closure frees your hands. You are allowed to receive without guilt. Guilt burns gifts into smoke. You will keep your gifts solid. A boundary placed tonight will protect a blessing due tomorrow. Boundaries are fences for gardens, not prisons. Keep flowers safe. You will sleep with peace sitting at the edge of your bed. It watches like a calm guard. Nothing hostile can pass that watch. When you wake, you will feel a clean hunger for your own life. Feed it with action and care. Hunger grows strong things. Walk to your window before sleep and breathe. Tell the night you are ready. The night already knows. Your path will feel both new and familiar. New because the scenery changes. Familiar because you finally match it. Let this be the moment you stop apologizing for being prepared. Preparation is kindness to the future. The future thanks you in advance. You will no longer carry the fear that joy will be taken as soon as it arrives. Joy is not alone. It is earned residence. Open the door and let it stay. The signal is clear and present. You do not need to force it, you only need to answer it. Archangel Mitchell says, "The hour has opened and your name is inside it." Step through with a steady heart. Tonight, the current turns in your favor. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. You feel the air around your plan stabilize like a scaffold settling into place. Courage no longer feels like a costume you borrow for special days. It feels like your standard uniform. An old memory of being overlooked tries to dim the room. You keep the lights on by speaking the facts of your growth. Facts make small shadows. The choice that worried you becomes clear when you write it down in simple words. Clarity arrives when complexity stops pretending to be wisdom. You choose the direct road and your body agrees. A call that once made you tense will soon feel ordinary. Repetition turns fear into familiarity. Familiarity frees your hands. You will move through conversations with calm posture. Calm becomes its own language. People will respond to your steadiness without asking for explanation. There is a detail you used to miss at the end of long days. Tonight your eyes find it without strain. Small details unlock large doors. Something that felt fragile inside you is now resilient. Resilience is quiet strength that holds under weight. The weight that used to press becomes simple pressure you can steer. You will no longer decorate your life with apologizing. You will trim what does not serve and keep what does. Your space will mirror your standard. A message you send will carry warmth and directness at the same time. Warmth without clarity is a faucet and clarity without warmth is a blade. You choose the balance that opens hearts. An unexpected kindness will cause your path like a soft dust. It will not demand a debt. Receive it and let the flow continue through you. You will handle a delay without letting it define your worth. Delays are clocks, not verdicts. Your value stays untouchable. The project that scared you will look smaller under a lamp of simple steps. Steps stacked are stairs. Stairs take you exactly where you intend. Your energy respects boundaries better now. You invest where returns exist. You exit where only extraction lives. You will feel peace about leaving a table where you were only tolerated. Tolerance is not welcome. Welcome calls you by name and makes a seat sturdy. An old habit of over-explaining begins to loosen. Your yes is enough, your no is enough. A concern about money meets a plan that works. Plans that work are not loud or grand. They are consistent and measurable. You will align your schedule with your priorities instead of your fears. Priorities feed futures, fears feed fatigue. The voice inside that doubted your readiness will learn new lines. It will say proceed and mean it, it will say pause and mean it. You will reconnect with a personal ritual that steadies you before work. Rituals are anchors in moving water, anchors keep boats useful. A misunderstanding that haunted you will resolve without trauma. Resolution can be silent and complete, silence can be the sound of closure. You are learning to celebrate without waiting for perfect conditions. Celebration is fuel, not a reward. Fuel is allowed at the start. You will choose people who choose you in action, not only in mood. Action leaves a trail, you follow trails, not promises. The room you thought you had to enter changes in your mind. You realize the room is not the only room, new rooms exist and you carry keys. You will set one small appointment that symbolizes a larger commitment. Symbolic acts shift internal weather, clear skies favor travel. Your inner critic gets bored when you start building. Creation is a conversation that leaves no seat for hecklers, a work itself becomes your company. You refine how you speak about your goals to yourself. Words shape lanes, lanes shape speed. An offer that once looked gold and now looks plated. You see the core, not the shine, you choose genuine over glitter. You will feel pride in a boundary you kept last week. Pride here is healthy, not loud, it is the quiet nod that keeps momentum. A helpful tool or book meets you exactly at your level. The match saves time, saved time multiplies impact. You will not chase those who benefit from your confusion. Confusion feeds control, clarity frees both sides to be real. The worry that people will change their mind about you stops directing your steps. You let your standards be the steering wheel, the road obeys the wheel. You realize rest is part of excellence, not the opposite of it. Rest prepares edges for sharp work cuts cleanly and kindly. A letter from the past arrives in your head and loses its authority. Authority belongs to the present version of you, the present variant holds the pen now. You will tidy a digital folder and feel your brain untangle. External order mirrors internal order births external results. The person who once overshadowed you becomes background music. You are not against them, you are simply centered in your own scene. Centered lives move farther. You rehearse a conversation once, then trust yourself to deliver. Rehearsal turns truth into performance. Honest delivery needs breath and presence. You decide to become difficult to distract. Distraction is a thief with friendly eyes. You greet it with a closed door. There is a gentle ambition growing in you. Gentle does not mean small. It means controlled and sustainable. You align your diet, movement, and sleep to respect the work you want to do. Bodies are instruments, not afterthoughts. Tuned instruments produce clean sound. Your old ceiling becomes your new floor. Floors hold weight. Ceilings limit height. A small note of appreciation you write to someone returns multiplied. Reciprocity likes courage. Courage to appreciate is never wasted. You will review your promises and cancel the ones you never meant. Honest calendars are kind calendars. Kind calendars leave room for excellence. Your standards begin to attract aligned opportunities. Standards are magnets. Magnets do not chase. You forgive yourself for not knowing what you could only learn by living. Living taught you. Learning kept you moving. A small purchase turns out to be the right tool at the right time. Tools that fit save energy. Same energy finishes things. You become fluent in the phrase, "I will get back to you." Space between stimulus and response is power. Power grants precision. You realize your timeline is unique and sovereign. Comparison is a mirage that dissolves when approached. You drink from your own well. An idea you shared is finally understood. Understanding is a door that opens when the hinge is ready. Tonight the hinge is ready. You learn to leave rooms before your peace does. Leaving on time is art. Art respects edges. Your voice on paper feels truthful and calm. Calm words carry fire. Fire is where your work belongs. A moment of laughter in your day repairs more than you expect. Repair can be light. Light heals fast. You measure progress in pages, reps, calls, and hours rather than moods. Moods change fast. Metrics build futures. Someone you thought was a rival becomes neutral in your heart. Neutral is freedom. Freedom increases focus. You practice the skill of finishing. Finishers earn trust from themselves first. Self-trust is the cleanest fuel. The rumor about you loses oxygen because you refuse to fan it. Starved fires go out. You walk past the ashes. You sort your plans into now, next, and not for me. Sorting clarifies appetite. Appetite meets appropriate portents. A face from your childhood returns in memory and blesses you quietly. Blessing does not always need language. Presence can be a blessing. You begin to like your own company more consistently. Liking yourself is not vanity. It is hope. You respect the limit of your day and stop on time. Stopping on time is an investment in tomorrow. Tomorrow honors investors. You install a small routine that starts your evening with intention. Evening routines land planes. Landings protect cargo. An apology you gave yourself now takes root. Rooted forgiveness stabilizes new growth. Stability grows taller dreams. You find gratitude for the version of you that kept going when it was heavy. That version earned this lighter sky. You stand under it with respect. You treat your phone like a tool, not a tether. Tools rest when not in use. Tethers pull until skin hurts. A single sentence from a mentor lands at the perfect hour. Sentences can be bridges. You cross and wave back. You choose narrative over noise in your head. Narrative connects cause and effect. Noise just hums and steals power. You will feel the clean discipline of not responding immediately when speed is not wisdom. Waiting becomes an active choice. Active waiting builds composure. You notice how much more you hear when you stop trying to be heard in every room. Listening multiplies insight. Insight multiplies precision. Your calendar begins to reflect who you are becoming. Becoming requires room. Room appears when you stop cramming. You make a plan that survives contact with reality. Reality is not an enemy. It is a partner that keeps you honest. You watch your language shift from someday to today. I did. Daily proof is power. Power accumulates quietly. You will not shrink to fit a story that needs you smaller. Stories can be edited. You are the editor now. a partner, friend, or ally shows up with the exact resource you were missing. Exactness feels like grace. Grace feels like ease without laziness. You see how worry rehearses outcomes you do not want. You stop auditioning for the wrong play. The right play casts you already. A small sunrise in your heart arrives before the actual dawn. Inner dawn leads outer day. Outer day follows leaders. You remember that consistency is more persuasive than talent alone. Talent opens doors. It isn't Sagibdalus. You decide to master the boring parts of your craft. Mastery lives in boredom made beautiful. Beautiful boredom delivers results. A disappointment from last month stops defining your expectations. Expectation recalibrates to truth. Truth carries speed. You give yourself permission to be surprised by goodness. Permission granted becomes permission used. Used permission becomes normal. You build a simple dashboard for your goals in a Nobicore app. Lumbers become friends. Friends keep you honest without shaming you. You offer help where it will be respected and used. Help that lands well feels like planting. Planting expects growth, not applause. You reclaim a word that used to hurt and make it yours. Ownership ends the sting. A word learns your meaning. You choose to be transparent about what you need to excel. Transparency attracts alignment. Alignment makes days lighter. You remember that the pace of nature is steady and unstoppable. You set your stride to match. Strides measured beat sprints wasted. An invitation to chaos arrives and you decline without guilt. Declining is a skill. Skilled declining preserves worthy yes. You add one habit to your mornings that changes the rest of the day. Habits are compounding interest. Interest makes wealth out of time. You stop punishing yourself for resting. Rest prevents rust. Rust ruins engines. A kind message you forgot to send finally goes out. Kindness late is still kindness. It travels fast once released. You look at your progress with honesty and hope at the same time. Honesty without hope is heavy. Hope without honesty floats away. You correct a small mistake quickly and move on. Courage in action builds trust. Your workspace begins to feel like a command center rather than a pile. Command centers point outward. Piles collapse inward. You refine your inputs and guard your attention like a resource. Attention funds outcomes. Outcomes repay attention with joy. You decide to celebrate small wins every evening. Celebration signals the brain to return. Brains love returning to success. You learn that the right pace is not slow or fast but true. True pace resists pressure and laziness. True pace lasts. You choose gratitude as a practice rather than a mood. Practices survive weather. Moods blow like leaves. You will step through tonight as if walking across a threshold built just for you. A threshold is solid. Your stride is sure. Archangel Mitchell says, your next chapter has already turned toward you with a gentle insistence. Beat it with clean hands and a steady gaze. This is your hour and it answers your name. You recognize how far you traveled without fanfare. Veet miles still count and often count more. Tonight those miles convert into visible ground. You decide to treat the next 12 hours like sacred territory. Every choice becomes a seed that respects the soil. Seed by seed you change the feel. A calm authority rises in your chest and refuses to rush. Calm is not slow here, it is precise. Precision saves both time and spirit. You review one promise to yourself and make it current. Bold promises gain power when updated to today. You sign it with action instead of hope. Your eyes soften toward your own reflection. Compassion becomes the tone of your self-talk. Don't change outcomes without chowdy. You let delayed dreams step onto the stage again. They arrive without the weight of past timelines. Your timing fits them better than before. A soft closing happens with a habit that kept you smaller. You do not hate it, you release it. Released habits stop calling your name. You give yourself a working plan that breathes. Rigid plans snap and cut progress in half. Breathing plans bend and finish. You place your attention on what answers with energy. Where there is response, there is path. Where there is drain, there is exit. You sense the approval of the future brilliant of you. That approval is earned, not imagined. Earned approval steadies hands. A gentle fire lights under your courage. It warms rather than burns. Warmth keeps motion sustainable. You refuse to be distracted by performances around you. Performance without purpose is noise in costume. You choose purpose every time. You collect your learnings from recent storms without collecting the storm. Lessons stay while drama leaves. This is intelligent healing. A channel of favor opens where you once faced resistance. The same door now swings with less weight. Alignment adjusted the hinge. You give the right tasks your early energy. Your early energy carries clean power. Clean power finishes with your corrections. A small message you nearly ignored contains a direction. You follow without making it complex. Complexity is no longer your identity. You refine the boundaries that protect your focus. Focus is expensive and deserves guards. Guards pay for themselves in outcomes. You become patient with the length of real transformation. Quick fixes fade like talk in rain. Deep changes hold like anchors. You choose one craft to sharpen without apology. Mastery respects focus and time. Time rewards those who practice on purpose. You rearrange a corner of your room and feel the mind settle. Physical order invites mental clarity. Clarity invites better choices. Your inner narrative replaces survival with vision. Being feeds discipline like sun feeds leaves. Discipline grows the branches that hold results. You accept that not everyone can meet you in this new season. Acceptance brings ease to transitions. Ease frees energy for building. You make peace with paths that closed. Closed paths kept you from Rome landscapes. The right landscapes greet you now. You switch from waiting to preparing. Preparation makes opportunity feel familiar when it arrives. Familiarity reduces fear to harmless eyes. You care for the body that carries the calling. Care is not indulgence. It is strategy. Strategy keeps you available for purpose. You write one clear sentence about why you are moving forward. Clarity gathers allies you did not expect. Allies multiply the reach of one person. A decision stops draining you the moment it is made. Ambivalence was the thief all along. Certainty keeps the windows locked. You answer comparisons with quiet work. Quiet work outlives loud doubts. Doubts starve when they do not get fed. You let excitement stay, but you direct it into structure. Structure is a riverbed for enthusiasm. Riverbeds prevent floods and create power. You frame setbacks as data and not identity. Data guides adjustments without shame. Adjustments produce momentum without noise. You allow your standards to upgrade the spaces you enter. Upgraded standards attack upgraded rooms. Upgraded rooms require upgrade in present. You identify the single next action that moves the needle. Needles move with small pressure applied consistently. Consistency outperforms intensity misapplied. You clear a conversation that once felt heavy. Words find their right distance and rest there. Restful distance keeps respect alive. You train your eyes to see progress in inches. Inches add into miles in honest math. Honest math quiets impatience. You decide to exit battles that win nothing. Not every invitation deserves your presence. Absence can be leadership. You practice the sound of your voice when it carries certainty. Certainty does not shout here. It lands like a key turning once. You give gratitude a schedule and not just a mood. Scheduled gratitude keeps the lens clean. Clean lenses capture true light. You take ownership of your timeline and drop borrowed expectations. Ownership returns power to its rightful owner. Power used well builds quiet legacy. You move your focus from who notices to what matters. What matters cooperates with time. Time becomes a friend instead of a judge. You place your hands on work that will outlast moments. Work with horizon keeps heart steady. Horizons remind you that distance is achievable. You bless the earlier virions of you that survived. Survival gave raw materials to build. Building honors the cost without repeating it. You begin to trust that good news can stay. You stop preparing for loss while holding gain. Gains grow stronger without suspicion. You permit joy to sit beside discipline. They are not rivals in your house. They share the table and multiply each other. You choose one small upgrade in your environment that signals leadership. Leadership starts in private rooms. Private rooms train public rooms. You turn down the volume on urgency that is not yours. Borrowed urgency makes you clumsy. Right-sized urgency makes you effective. You forgive a timeline that did not obey your first plan. Forgiveness frees the plan to evolve. Evolved plans fit the life you have now. You notice the dignity in finishing what you start. Finishers learn a language of closure. Closure invites the next beginning without residue. You stop asking permission from ghosts of old opinions. Those ghosts cannot sign your future. You sign it yourself and file it in daylight. You let your presence be the announcement, not the noise around it. Presence communicates more than marketing without truth. Truth travels farther than sound. You honor the work by learning the boring parts. Boring parts make brilliant moments possible. Brilliance without foundation collapses. You choose the mentors whose results match their words. Words and results agree in clean fields. Clean fields grow reliable fruit. You practice saying no with kindness and finality. Kindness keeps doors unbroken. Finality keeps boundaries unbent. You release the habit of rehearsing endings before beginnings. Beginnings deserve fresh energy. Fresh energy builds futures with color. You replace overthinking with measurable steps. Steps turn fog into road. Roads carry you without argument. You prepare a single page that defines your next 30 days. Definition builds momentum before action starts. Momentum reduces friction at the door. You welcome the silence that follows decisive movement. Silence is not emptiness here. It is the sound of alignment settling. You schedule room for delight as part of your plan. Delight refreshes focus better than punishment. Refreshed focus lands cleaner outcomes. You treat feedback as navigation rather than verdict. Navigation helps ships find shore. Chores are where cargo finally matters. You let your timeline include celebration of process, not just outcomes. Process deserves applause for carrying weight. Outcomes are the photographs, not the journey. You choose accountability that is honest and encouraging. Honest and encouraging is a rare and powerful mix. That mix grows results without fear. You install a nightly review that is light and practical. Light reviews invite consistency. Consistency invites reliable progress. You allow grief to do its work without hijacking your identity. Grief is a visitor, not a landlord. Visitors leave when respected and not resisted. You apply courage in the scale you can sustain. Sustainable courage beats reckless bursts. Reckless bursts waste recovery. You direct your attention like a spotlight on the main stage. Side acts lose the light and wander off. Main acts earn the encore. You will see proof that patience was not passive. Patience was a builder behind the curtain. The curtain opens and the structure stands. You keep your values visible where decisions get made. Visible values shorten debates. Shorter debates free hours for building. You stop waiting for motivation and start using discipline. Discipline warms into motivation over time. Warm engines run longer. You convert inspiration into a first draft, then into a second draft. Drafts are bridges across doubt. Bridges get you where standing could not. You let your results speak in rooms where you are quiet. Results are multilingual. They translate into respect. You align your finances with your mission instead of your impulses. Bishop-guided money multiplies meaning. Meaning-rich money travels farther. You exit cycles that equate drama with importance. Importance can be quiet and still heavy with impact. Quiet impact lasts longer. You learn the timing of your best energy and guard it. Guarded hours become harvest hours. Harvest hours feed the rest of your day. You keep the company of people who celebrate your growth without needing credit. Real celebration is clean fuel. Clean fuel leaves no smoke. You normalize asking for help where it speeds the goal. Asking is not weakness. It is engineering. Engineering respects reality and builds better. You build systems that support your identity rather than fight it. Systems that fit become invisible and powerful. Invisible power keeps results steady. You hold yourself to standards that your future self will thank. Thanks from the future feels like sunlight on today. Sunlight keeps the path visible. You decide that peace is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable peace becomes policy for your house. Policy guides choices without new debates. You allow wonder to visit while you work. Wonder keeps creativity fresh. Fresh creativity keeps solutions alive. You welcome the responsibility of your own potential. Responsibility here is freedom dressed in structure. structure opens opportunities and guards them. You anchor your morning with one clear win. Clear wins set the tone for hours that follow, tones decide trajectories. You step through this night with a courage that does not wobble. The ground feels different because you are different, different you attracts different outcomes. You feel a subtle click inside as if gears aligned. Alignment removes the unnecessary friction that exhausted you, ease replaces struggle without losing strength. You understand that your calling includes rest, boundaries, and joy. This understanding matures your power. Mature power blesses without burning out. You welcome the incoming gift without performing for it. You meet it with readiness and humility. Readiness and humility travel well together. You hold the door open for the new chapter without dragging the old one through. The old chapter bows and exits, the new chapter enters with clear shoes. You stand in your room and feel the air agree. Agreement feels like a quiet yes from the walls. Tonight is stamped with that yes. Archangel Mitchell says, keep moving with this clean steadiness and do not abandon yourself. The road ahead is shaped to your stride and will not break under your feet. Your name stands printed on tomorrow with firm ink. You gather the loose threads of your day and tie them with quiet intent. Intent becomes a knot that does not slip under pressure, the fabric of your focus holds firm. You step to your workspace and feel the chair accept your new posture. Posture carries decisions before words do, decisions sit straighter than doubt. You open a fresh page and write what must happen in clean lines. Clean lines become rails, rails carry trains without drama. You revisit one dream that kept tapping your shoulder. Tonight it stops tapping and takes your hand, hands join woo farther. You listen for the smallest signal that points next. Signals prefer stillness to noise. Stillness is finally the loudest sound in the room. You light a simple lamp and see how clarity loves brightness. Brightness does not shout, it reveals. Revealing is a knife. You allow the pressure to narrow into purpose. Purpose shapes pressure into fuel. Fuel carries you through the next mile. You notice your breath resting at a deeper level. Rested breath writes better sentences inside you. Those inner sentences become outer choices. You choose to be loyal to your future over your old fear. Loyalty to the future pays in calm, calm spends well. You clear a shelf and the mind thanks you in focus. Focus shows up like an honest friend. Honest friends bring results without gossip. A piece of advice you once ignored returns with patience. This time you are ready to hear it. Readiness is the proper translator. You walk from room to room and feel what must stay and what must go. Staying is chosen, not assumed. Leaving is gentle when it is right. You let your phone rest face down and retrieve your hour. Hours redeemed become allies, eyes defend you from distraction. You measure your effort in deliberate repetitions. Repetitions stop being boring when you can see their sum. The sum is a bridge with your name on it. You master the art of beginning without ceremony. Beginnings earn their own applause later. For Mao, the work is the music. You give names to the fears so they cannot hide. A name things become manageable, manageable things move. You design your evening like a craftsman laying tools. Each tool has a place and a purpose. Purpose makes the room quiet. You forgive yesterday and meet tonight with clear hands. Clear hands build without slipping, builds that do not slip last longer. You accept that momentum can be small and true. True momentum is repeatable, repeatable wins become identity. You gather evidence that you are changing in real time. Evidence beats opinion every hour, hours believe what you can prove. You make a list of the outcomes and attach one action to each. Actions make outcomes honest, honesty moves the needle. You feel your priorities settle into an order you can live with. Order is not a cage, it is a path. Paths remove the panic of crowds. You remember the quiet promise you made to protect your energy. Protection is not oscillation. It is stewardship. Stewardship multiplies what it guards. You speak to yourself like a coach who expects victory. Eligahim Sidabadu. Posture sets performance. You pull one thorn of perfection from your plan. Perfection bled your time without return. Tonight you clont the wound with progress. You give your home a tone that supports your work. Tones teach bodies how to behave. Your body learns peace on schedule. You turn down an invitation that distracts your path. Declining is not loss. It is design. Designs that last include clean borders. You set alarms for milestones rather than for panic. Milestones become small celebrations. Celebrations keep engines warm. You stop chasing the room that never clapped and build the room that does. Built rooms host better futures. Better futures do not ask permission. You return to the fundamentals like they are treasure. Fundamentals are the tools that always fit. Fit tools never waste motion. You breathe and realize you are already inside the change. Change was not an event, it is a posture. Postures persist when events fade. You choose one brave email and send it. Brave emails turn locks. Locks open to consistent knocks. You see how much time you get back when you refuse to rehearse imaginary failures. Rehearsals cost energy. You spend it on the stage of real action instead. You refine the story you tell yourself about who you are becoming. Stories decide stamina. You pick the story that builds muscle. You design a morning that answers your mission. Measure let mornings and guessing games. Guessing wasted months you can reclaim now. You step into your hallway with steady feet. Steady feet are wiser than fast feet. Wisdom wins long roads. You make room for joy without needing a reason. Joy is not a reward. It is a nutrient. Nutrients keep growth alive. You draw a map where each task supports the others. Support structures prevent collapses. Collapses are not part of tonight. You refuse to collapse under a future that has not happened. Refusal is not denial. It is discipline. Discipline keeps the lands clean. You review your wins and let the nervous system feel them. Feeling wins teaches the body to expect them. Expectation changes behavior. You gift yourself silence after a complete task. Silence becomes a prize that motivates the next step. Prizes work when they are honest. You are gentle with your mistakes and firm with your standards. Gentleness protects the heart, firmness protects the goal. You remember that love for your craft outlasts mood. Mood shifts like weather, craft stays like landscape. You trim the list until only the essential remains. Essentials are lighter to carry, light loads travel farther. You place small checkpoints across the evening. Checkpoints snap you back from drift, snapbacks save time. You release a grudge to buy back attention. Attention bought back funds breakthroughs. Breakthroughs will need that budget. You turn curiosity into a method. Methods hold when feelings wobble, wobble lessons inside method. You check the fit between your values and your calendar. Fit prevents friction, friction steals the will to begin. You keep your word to yourself across tiny moments. Tiny promises kept build a spine, spines carry legacy. You let your results speak where your voice once strained. Results do not beg, they stand and are counted. You secure your boundaries with simple language. Simple beats dramatic when the line must hold, lines that hold protect joy. You explore the edges of your capacity without tearing them. Stretching is not breaking, stretching enlarges the container. You stop editing your destiny to fit others' comfort. Comfort that demands your shrinkage is not care, you choose care that expands you. You identify the next hill and accept its grade. Acceptance sets cadence, cadence makes climbs humane. You track how you spend your hour like a steward. Stewardship builds trust with your own life, trust opens rare doors. You allow your competence to be visible without apology. Visibility is not arrogance, it is clarity. Clarity helps the right allies find you. You listen to the room inside your chest, that room knows the direction. You obey without ceremony. You decorate your goals with dates, dates hold you to earth. Earth grows the seeds you plant. You plan recovery the same way you plan output, recovery is infrastructure. Infrastructure prevents outages. You let kindness lead your tone even when you are firm, kind firmness is a rare strength. Rare strengths travel far. You end a task when it is done, not when you are exhausted, done is a clean word. Clean words build healthy weeks. You allow wonder to sit at your desk, wonder lightens heavy work. Light work moves faster without going shallow. You revise one boundary so it actually works, working boundaries prove their value by the peace they protect. Your peace pays dividends tomorrow. You keep tools within reach and excuses out of the room, rooms without excuses echo with action. Echoes of action are the best soundtrack. You practice short, clear messages that respect everyone's time, respect returns as trust. Trust accelerates collaboration. You invest attention where attention returns as progress, progress compounds when tracked. Compounded progress looks like magic from far away. You rest your eyes for 3 minutes and return sharper, sharper minds cut clean solutions. Clean solutions make teams breathe easier. You end the loop of seeking permission to be serious. Serious does not mean grim. Serious means aligned, awake, and steady. You accept that your life is allowed to change without a public statement. Private changes become public fruit in time. Fruit needs sun and silence. You keep old kindness close and old shame far, kindness teaches. Came distorts. You tidy your words like you tidy your desk, tidy words waste less energy. Less energy wasted means more built. You decide to be a builder of mornings and a finisher of nights, builders, and finishers own their hours. Owned hours open futures. You witness a tiny fear dissolving when faced directly. Facing is faster than fleeing. Has to freeze time for joy. You take your place in the change that already arrived at your door. Places chosen become homes. Homes stabilize destiny. You align appetite with assignment. Appetite without assignment wanders and breaks things. Assignment gives appetite honest work. You set a gentle curfew for noise. Noise respects curfews when you enforce them. Enforcement is quiet and consistent. You choose one symbol for this season and keep it near. Symbols hold meaning when words get tired. Meaning keeps paths lit. You lift your chin a few degrees and the horizon expands. Horizons reward posture. Posture is a decision repeated. You step outside for fresh air and let the night tell you it agrees. Agreement is not loud. It is a settled feeling. Settled feelings travel well into morning. You gather your tools for tomorrow before sleep. Prepared tables welcome the work. Work feels invited, not wrestled. You close the night with gratitude that feels sturdy and calm. Sturdy gratitude does not depend on weather. Calm gratitude sleeps deep. You slip into rest as if walking through a guarded gate. The guard knows your name and nods you through. Peace stands watch while you dream. Archangel Mitchell says, keep the steady rhythm and let the new order hold you. The hour has turned in your favor and your steps match its music. Walk into tomorrow with the confidence of one who has already begun.